Meilenberg, the designer and owner of Counter Quilts. Today we're going to talk to you about how we make these cute picture quilts that are not applique, stripped in piece with half square triangles. That's how the shaping is done, half square triangles. Just simple, quick corner triangles. We have small A's, medium B's, and large Q's. I'm going to show you how those go on the picture to shape and change. When working with our half square triangles, when you have a pattern, you're going to have a small A piece, it's cut as a square, a medium B, and occasionally a large Q. We're going to take these pieces and we're going to draw a line on the back of each of them. You can do that individually. Just get out a ruler, corner to corner. You're actually going to want to be just off the corner so you have your pen on the corner. Make sure it's going to fit there and draw your line. Corner to corner. You can also use, if you have a cutting mat and are doing a lot at once, and lay your points right on that diagonal line so they're all lined up. So we're going to take our large quilting ruler, again making sure those points are right on the line. If you need to shift it as you go. I like to hold it down on the triangle I'm drawing and do your line. Corner to corner, all at once. If you need to shift it a little, it'll slide under your ruler until you do put that pressure on. Hold it still, corner to corner, a couple times, get a nice line. Can that one shift it just a little? Corner to corner, pressure right, especially by the points. Draw your line. On the back side of the fabric, corner to corner. Then you'll be able to use these pieces on top of other rectangles or pieces of the same size to make half square triangles where we're going to sew down our sew line, trim and flip. So now let's go to the machine. All right, here we are at the sewing machine. This is just a little tip if you sew a lot of half square triangles. It'll work for some of ours. And that is right under your needle. You can take a ruler and draw a line. This is my machine, so I drew it right on the machine. If you don't like drawing your machine, you can use tape. Tape's a good thing too. Right down a straight line, right where your needle goes down. And what you're going to do is when you lay a triangle on here, we'll start with the little one, and you've got your tip right under that needle, you're going to want your other tip, oops, that one's not straight, to go right on that line. And once you've done that and caught your end, hold my string, then this is actually where you want to look. And if you keep that right on that line, you will go, it will make you perfect little half square triangles. And you can even do that with the larger ones. You won't see it at first, so you'll have to follow your line to start. With my table, it's very small, but as you come through, you should come out right on that line. I'm just going to go through and make a little chain doing all of our triangle pieces. I do mine all at once. If you're working row by row, you might do one row at a time. I do like to start rather than the tip by itself. There's nothing for the feed dogs to grab, so I have started doing, so the main part of the fabric is going in the machine first. Just another helpful hint. And got our triangle on that line, so we're going to make sure to go right through that tip. Pull out my pin and keep this right on that line as it goes into the machine. And the point's the most important. And again, this one's going to go this way. The fabric going into the machine first. Your feed dogs are already grabbing it, so it's going to pull it through. You won't have those triangle points bunch up on you. I'm just going to go right, there we go. See, it's coming right down that line. Go through on the other end. This particular piece had two, so I'm going to go through, and before I snip those off, on my starter pile, I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. This is the extra large. I've used 4 pins to hold that in place, making sure we're corner to corner. And pulling through, take that pin right down the line. And I know when you're cutting this off, some of you are thinking that's a lot of waste. It's a simple way, all straight seams, to make a half square triangle. Follow that one all the way through. I'm going to clip these, clip, clip, and that was our last piece, so we will clip that as well, and you can pile them all right back in order. All right, we've now brought our pile of half square triangles over to our ironing board, where we are going to press and trim. So if you wanted to press it first to make sure you have a good triangle, when you press that back, oh perfect, it should line up with your fabric. The point should go to the point. If not, you can always unpick and sew again. That looks wonderful, and then we're going to flip it back. We don't want this extra bulk in our fabric, so we're going to cut it at about a 1/4 inch, just like your normal 1/4 inch seam. And I like to press my seams open, so then I'm going to flip that and press the seam open. So we'll be using these pieces lots of directions, turning and flipping, which is why when we do the rest of our sewing, you need a true 1/4. Press our seams open. Beautiful. So we're going to do that with the rest. That's a large one. We have a little small one here. Trim, flip, and press open. Add that to our pile. We have 2 on this one. Same thing. Pull out those pins. I know you're thinking a lot of waste, but there aren't very many cues. I have a good friend who still uses those pieces. You can make a lovely triangle quilt. Trim and flip. Press that seam open. You can already see some shaping starting to happen. We have a great whale tail. I'm going to press that one first because it looks like it might be a little off. If you're not sure, you can lay that on a cutting mat and see you still have a 2-inch square. That looks pretty square. Yep, looks good. I'm going to trim that. And press open. And we'll now use these rectangle pieces. So all of our triangle shaping has got us back to rectangle square pieces that we can then use with the other pieces we've cut to form our picture. Just to show you where these pieces would go, we're going to go back to our whale quilt. So you can see the large Q here shaping his tail, the small B going on the other one. This is the start of where a fish. And you can see they're larger because you're going to have more seam allowance as you go. And the start of a fishy tail. So all these simple triangles, again, just a half square A, half square B, and a half square Q. We're going to use those to make this simple whale quilt.